But you, all right, start the episode.
Yo, this nigga keep looking over his shoulder. I'm just saying.
I
Yo,
just-
it's been a minute since we did this, right?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Look, I'm sorry. Let me go get a bottle of water real quick.
Oh my god, bro.
I know.
This nigga's always good for this shit, yo.
And
Get the
nigga was
fuck
the
out
first.
of here, yo. Just
Nigga
go,
been on
bro.
here since 6:30, yo.
I know, son. I know, son. I hate him, yo. How you the most prepared, unprepared nigga?
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. There's about to be no old friends in a minute too, son.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Fucking loco.
This fucking guy, man. This fucking guy.
This nigga water is in Jersey.
Yep. He only drink New York water.
He only drink New York water.
New York
You know
water.
what I mean?
Hey, what's up? It's Peter Rosenberg, ESPN, WWE, Hot 97, all that stuff. I'm live from New York City right now. I'm hanging with Bear the dog, and you're not listening to the worst podcast, but at the same time, it's not the best podcast. No, literally, you're listening to not the best podcast, all right? Talking about real life issues, real life things, real talk, real people, all right? Not the best podcast. I'm Peter Rosenberg. Peace.
New York water.
Drink New York water.
Look. He filled up his little shit with a Brita. Look at this nigga.
Back.
All right. Welcome to the podcast. It's not the best podcast, but the expectations in the name, so you can't say we didn't warn you.
50%.
Alongside Daldo,
Behind the line.
alongside Reg. It's me, the DIZ.
What's up, niggas?
Good, folks.
What's good?
That's how you kicking it off.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute, man. It's been a year and a day,
It
man.
has been.
Oh, wow, guys.
Long time. You feel me? You got a little heated back by BTS behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
a
you know, we back.
A little bit.
Little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fix
Jeez,
myself.
man.
So what's going on,
Friends.
fellas?
How many of us have them?
Good, man. It's been a long week. But we're
Yeah.
here surviving, you know, trying to make my dreams come true.
What's up,
Listen,
man?
that's the only thing we can do, right?
Try.
You know what I'm saying? Just try.
Every
Do-
day.
Do our best.
Just wake up
Every
and
single day.
Wake up and keep getting at it.
You know, wake up a champion. You feel me?
For sure.
Damn, man. What's been new though?
I got a baby girl, a new baby.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, numero dos.
Yeah, numero last. Yeah.
Did you look over your shoulder just to make sure no one heard that?
Nah,
Numero last.
That was a cough. That was me coughing. Yeah, man. Don't recommend it, but it's a, it's a cool thing. I mean, meh.
He talking all this. No, don't listen to him. son.
I know.
I went over to the crib, dog, and go up there. Dudes talk all this stuff like, man, my man holding the baby, talking to her, the new baby, shaking it down, this, that, cuckooing, child rearing, you feel me? Then after that, pass that baby off to mom's. Then he tickling the older one, she giggling, having a good time. Look at this little dad, this little girl dad over here. You
Oh,
feel me?
man.
It's not exactly.
Look at all
how it went
soft, you know what I'm saying? He over there talking to me, you know what I'm saying, but multitasking, tickling the old one. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I was just like, what are you
what's up,
talking
bro.
about, dude?
What's up?
Man? He's a fucking girl dad, man. He's all sweet and shit.
You done?
Yo, son, I seen it in action, bro. All this tough talk you got on the podcast, man, don't fly, yo. I know the truth, right?
Oh man, that's
All right,
it,
bro.
You and my COVID pod, yo. I see the truth already, son.
No,
Put
what's
respect
going on
on
with
your
you,
name.
dog?
Yo, what's going on with you, dog?
I'm over here just listening, bro. Just listening to your fatherhood experience.
You know what I'm saying? Cool.
great.
My man had his knees to his chest, holding his baby on his knees.
When you did FaceTime us the other day, yo, she was right on your chest. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a thing.
It is a thing, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Touch.
It's a beautiful thing. My man shaved his whole face for his baby.
He did.
He got a
He
negative
did.
face.
Oh man.
I hope you can put the picture up for the people.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Look at he looked like a baby his damn self.
Yeah.
Smiled all hard, looking like a father.
Yo, no, that was good with you, yo.
No, I'm over here, man. No kids, chilling. Just be cuddling Carmen. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Yeah, I bet you sleep better than I do.
I sleep all right. I don't know. I don't sleep that well.
Okay, well, it's better than waking up every 2 hours.
That happens though. I
Mm.
toss and turn a lot.
Okay, cool.
But there's like no comparison.
Yeah.
I toss and turn because it's hot. Deuce is like, yo, I have to wake up and go feed and or change and or hold my child.
Well, I've been drinking a lot of water, so lately I've been waking up at least twice a night to go pee.
Oh, that's what's up, yo.
Once you wake up and go pee, bro, you're up.
You sound worse than before. Dude's getting mad on the inside.
It's just my reality, It's
just my experience.
Cool.
I'm not comparing it to yours. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's great. Reg, what's going on with you?
Yo, man,
Shout
out to all the graduates of 2021, man. You know what I'm saying? We just had graduation day over at my school, man. It was nice. We did we had to do another virtual graduation this year. But it went off pretty good. Made a nice little video, sent our kids off real nice. Families, parents, case managers, everybody was there, every president, some of my bosses and bosses were there too. So it was nice, man. I'm happy for them, man. Shout out to anybody that graduated this year, whether it be from high school, college. My goddaughter, Ariel, Edwin's daughter, she just graduated from the 8th grade, man. It's crazy telling me she's about to be a high schooler, bro. Like, bugging me out, man. Just the growth from everybody, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh man, so I'm gonna shout something out too. I didn't know that's what we were doing. But
no, it's not even that.
I'm joking. No, so you guys asked me what's up. I said nothing, but it was cool. Last week I finally saw like my family for the first time since like pre-pandemic.
Nice.
Saw my mom. Memorial weekend. So it was good to see everybody and chill and hang out. It's good to see that this whole thing is coming to an end and the world is opening up. Still got to keep my mask on at work though, and that kind of sucks. It's hot as hell down here. But yeah, deep in camp season kicked off at work, so it's been busting my ass. Been a good week though.
I heard that, man. Speaking about this whole mask stuff, but before we get into that, man, just letting everybody know today is June 16th is the night that we doing our little recording. Tomorrow,
you about to be extra?
Tomorrow is our host, our co founder, the CEO, CFO, Chief Executive Officer, Editor-in-Chief, Producer, and a financial guru and accountant. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's Deuce's birthday. Yeah. Big Trey 6 on him, you heard?
First of all, don't be dating my age.
Dating my age.
Dating my age.
Did that sound like a bomb though?
What?
Oh yeah, I hear it. All right. Forget
it. You farted?
No, I was dropping bombs on a mic.
But his bomb was like that was his bomb. He went like that for the bomb.
Yo, happy pre-birthday. Reg had to go extra. I was actually just gonna say happy belated. I thought about it because we're gonna air it out later anyway.
Oh no, we're gonna air you out.
I guess happy pre-birthday.
Happy pre-birthday. I'm gonna hit you up probably at midnight. You're probably gonna be asleep and or up. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Sleep and up at the same time.
Sleep and up at the same time. You feel me? But I'm definitely gonna hit you up again sometime during the day tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? The leader of the podcast, my man Diz. Yo, man, how does it feel, brother?
It's probably gonna feel like yesterday. Probably gonna feel like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And then the day after that, man.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna come down by there on Saturday, man. We're gonna crack open a couple brews, man.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Celebrate the day. That's what's up, though, man. My man,
I'll be here,
bro. I mean, we can FaceTime you with something. We both got iPhones now.
All right, work. Yeah. Oh, that's what's new. I made the power switch. It's weird how inviting and friendly iPhone users are when they realize you get an iPhone. Like
Bro,
Android users don't care; they can care less. But iPhone users like, oh, I see you got a blue bubble.
right? Me too.
Welcome,
I was about to say.
welcome to iPhone. Like, oh, thanks.
Is your message blue? Like, yeah. It's like, oh my god, you have an iPhone?
Yeah, it's just
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
I got an iPhone.
right.
I still got that Droid kind of on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got an iPhone.
It's like an aura of failure. Is that what?
It's, I mean, I don't know, bro.
I don't know, man. It's
you know
not bad.
what, you know what it is about Dono though?
It's not bad.
It's one thing that like, all right, you're like iPhone, right? But then Dono gets the worst fucking phones, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he does though.
He doesn't get a Galaxy like everybody else that doesn't have an
I
iPhone.
hate the Galaxy, bro. That's why I switched to iPhone because the Galaxy was the only thing left.
He gets like a LG.
LGs are great phones,
I
bro.
don't even know what.
I don't even know what the series are called. Like,
They were G, G6, G7.
I got an LG
Yeah.
GG. I got an LG GG.
Life's good, bro. Life's good. How do you hate that?
He was the last one with a BlackBerry.
Bro,
shit.
and he was.
And now
rocking that
everyone
out.
wish Blackberries were back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would get a BlackBerry if it came back out.
We know you would get a BlackBerry, right?
They did come out with one, and I didn't cop it, so it wasn't my style.
Because you would have been the only one on AIM trying to
ping people, and it's BBM.
You're trying to
Not AIM.
BBM people. I'm sorry. You know, that's how old it is. It was like AIM. He's still trying to BBM everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what's your pin, yo?
Yo, what's your pin, yeah?
Hey, yo, what's your BBM pin, yo? Send me your BBM pin.
Listen, if BBM came out, it's gonna be the hottest thing again. I'm about to invest stock in BlackBerry.
Son, don't lose your money. Don't waste your bread, bro.
Never money lost.
Oh man.
Incredible, man. Incredible.
So, oh shit.
Oh man, that's how that. See, no, that's what tired look like. Okay.
Trying to figure out how to segue.
Nah, I got the segue already, but fuck y'all. So yeah, we were talking about the whole pod thing, and you know, Reg and I and our significant others, like we've formed this pod, you know, with this whole pandemic situation, right? So it got me thinking, like, you know, as we get older, like how do you go about making new friends, or do you make new friends? Do you believe in having new friends?
I do feel like there is a way. It's very hard though.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough, especially nowadays. Like after the pandemic and thing and stuff, you obviously look at like your social experiences, I guess, very different, or I do at least. So it's just very hard to find myself just anywhere interacting with anyone about anything.
I feel like the way in which I socialize is like different, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not a very like social person, but I can socialize. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a person to initiate like, oh hey, let's go out and do XYZ. You know what I mean? But being in this situation, you know, I can definitely navigate you know, social interaction, which sounds like I just did a math problem. But
essentially, you're saying you become almost like an introverted extrovert.
Yeah,
like naturally you can just do your own thing, but like if put in that position, you can be the life of the party if need be. Like,
right. And I also feel like I'm not one to initiate new friends. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, like if it happens, it happens. But like I don't go out searching for new friends, or I don't, like, if I meet somebody new that's cool, I'm not the one to say, hey, you know, we should hang out and get a beer or do some shit. You know what I mean? So I just don't think that's in my personality to do. And I think one of the things that I think about, especially when you start dealing with people who may not be of the same background as you, then you start to think about, like, all right, as we build this friendship, like, what happens when, you know, there are certain things or beliefs or principles that you have that are different from mine, right? So obviously politics, religion, all those hot button things that could potentially, make you think differently about a person. Those types of things all come into play when I start thinking about making, new friends, right?
Mhm.
And even like with COVID, right? We talk about um like now that people are getting vaccinated and things like that, like I still operate with a certain level of caution when I'm in
Mhm.
public and I'm in, the bigger the crowd, whether it be um, supermarket or whatever the case is. Like I'm still exercising a level of caution to where other people don't, which isn't a knock on them because things are open, right? You can go to the gym, you
Mhm.
can go to the movies, you can go to concerts, you can go to do whatever you want and be mask free. But I also feel like I I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't rock with you if that's the way you live it. And there's nothing wrong with that because again, you know, the rules have been relaxed, but at the same time, you know, I can't rock with somebody who's not exercising the same level of caution. I know I just said a whole bunch of different things, but
Mhm.
Mhm. Um, I feel as though like as times progressed from when we were younger to now, I think like we start adding more filters on to the people that we kind of want to meet, right? Because when we were younger, man, like nobody cared. Like when we first met, I didn't give a shit about what you guys' political views were or like what religion you were. Like it was more or less like, oh, these guys are cool, we vibe, and like we out here, like you know what I'm saying. And it's grown to this group of ours of like friends that kind of like that kind of like multiplied over the years, and then you come to the point where you're like 36 years old and you come across meeting new people. I find myself building more of an associate bracket now. Like, you know what I mean? Like people
yeah,
that, I can talk to about certain things. But then again, I got this old group of guys that pretty much know me inside and out. Like, I know there's no judgment. You guys know my political views are, my religion, all this and that, but it's not no judgment. But like coming now, it's like you're more aware of what you can and cannot associate, kind of almost through that group of friends. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, certain things about certain friends can kind of like, I guess, piss you off or like you don't like that or whatever have you. And that just goes into the filter box. And it's just like, yo, man, like, I can't have another dude in my circle that's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already got somebody for that. Like, you
Yeah,
feel what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I think now it's been more of like I just built a whole lot more of associates, and I'm a lot more careful of who I can actually call like my friend.
Mhm.
Whereas like back in the day, man, you met somebody twice. You've been in the same party twice together. Yo, that's my man, yo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we both like, you know what I'm saying, this and that and with the third. And it really don't mean anything, like but over time it can build.
Mhm.
But it's now it's like we got it takes a lot more building
yeah.
in order for you to be part of my circle.
Mhm.
Hold on a second.
I was talking about go ahead,
How many of them have them?
Well, no, though.
In a,
Well, no, though. I mean, since
I
you
remember
moved,
my situation is different.
your
Yes,
situation's a little different.
bring
So,
me in, bring me in.
so no, though, since you moved, and left all your friends behind, for the most part, um, how how's that worked for you, meeting and making new friends?
So it's I guess pretty much like associates. It's been weird. First,
Mm.
so I don't feel like I have friends here. People might get offended if they
you
listen to
cheating on us,
podcasts. You know what I
dog?
mean? People might get offended. And I guess the word friends is about how you define it or whatever.
Sure.
Like friend is very
Yeah,
vague to me. Like I consider you guys like my brothers, my family. Like
for
people be like,
sure.
yo, those are your friends. I guess I do say my boys or my friends, but whatever. Yeah, people who I've met down here, it's usually through work who I hang out with. I guess that's the common ground, right? As you get older, your friends become people you work with. At least where I work. So a lot of people that I work with, they're more associates. We hang out. We just go to happy hour. We don't really hang out much more past that, though. There's one person actually, my Australian friend. Like we hang out a lot. But it's not something that I guess with you guys. I know I could call you at any instant. And like you'd be there for me. If I needed
Mhm,
somebody. So that's what I consider like I guess someone who I hold near as a friend or family, whatever.
mhm,
Um, but as far as like associates and stuff, it's just yeah, it's been weird. I don't feel like I have friends here, but there's people that I'm cool with who I like hanging out with. I feel
Mhm.
like we are friends.
mhm.
But like it's not something I don't know. And it's also, I guess, what you look for as you get older, right? It's weird because since I moved down here, before I moved down here, like we used to live together, we used to hang out and all that, like Deuce, you just had gotten engaged, which is gonna be a major like shift in our friendship dynamic, you know what I mean? Because you obviously were gonna move in with your wife and like I would have had
And
I
kick
would have
you out.
yeah, I wouldn't have been living with you anymore.
Well, in my defense, you were moving before I got engaged.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, but either way, like
But he smelled the change though.
Whatever.
Either way, there was gonna be a shift in like the friendship dynamic, you know what I mean? Like,
you're not gonna break up with me, I'm breaking with you.
So I don't know, it would have been weird because for a long time, I mean, for as long as we known each other, like everyone always hung out at my house, really. Like wherever I lived, that's where like everyone hung out. So for the first time, it was gonna be like I was gonna be living on my own, and I don't know how that would have affected like how much we hung out consistently. You know what I mean? Because we used to hang out every day because that was just the norm.
It's funny you say that because I feel like Reg and I have hung out more now than we probably ever have.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because we're in the same pandemic pod. But when Reg comes over this week, this would be the 4th time he's been here in the last 5 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe 5 and 6. I don't know. I think the only weekend you were here was the weekend we had the baby.
Facts.
So, I mean,
I've been over there almost every week.
But
been over there almost every week.
But that's recently though, because a couple years ago, prior to the pandemic, like you'd be like, "All right, I didn't see Reg in a long time. I haven't heard from Reg. I haven't heard from Jamal." You know what I mean? So like, there's things that you look for, I guess, in your friendship, where your friendship goes through these like series of stages
or changes. Stages, right? Stages means like there's like growth, but it's not necessarily growth. It just changes. It's just different. It just becomes different. It's like a shift. And I think that as you grow and you get older and like you start to go through certain things, like like getting married and having children and all those types of things, like you start to have those things in common, right? So you're able to kind of like Lacey and Jessica, like they talk and text all the time, you know what I mean, like and they're friends, you know what I mean. So once you start to incorporate like your significant other into like the friendship, and then it grows from there. So I think that as we get older and our lives start to change, there are some people that because you have a similar experience or similar circumstance that you get closer to, and then others that may not share that you kind of drift from,
right.
You know what I mean?
For the time being.
Yeah, for the time being.
Right. Yeah. Because dude, to be honest, man, when it comes to like our circle of friends, right? Like we all met somebody through somebody from somebody else that like, you know what I'm saying? Like me and Deuce was cool, but I met Naldo through Deuce, right? Like Tony, I met through you guys and like Taju, right? And like, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys met like Rick and all these other guys through me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like those things. And like, I just heard you say you had a conversation with Rick, like, and you had your own conversation with Rick that I had no idea of, but I was the one that introduced you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's those things. Those
it's the same thing with our wives.
Right. The same thing with our wives. Right. It's these patterns that continue to kind of weave themselves in and out of each other. And it's just exactly what you said, man. It could be a variety of different factors, like time and place, what you're going through, the environment, where your life is currently, situation like that. Because I know that Deuce and Rick are heavy in the homeowner game, so it's like obviously that's how they're going to connect when it comes to certain things, right? But they're still friends outside of that, like, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's crazy. But
no, I was gonna say something I wanted to touch on is exactly what you're saying. I think sometimes we said like the friendships change, but I don't think it's necessarily the friendships that change, but maybe more like the individual or the individual, because like it's what you yearn in that moment from a relationship, or from somebody. It's what you're looking out for, like those major life changes that you guys have gone through, like having a child and being married. You know what I mean? Like you might not have the opportunity to have other, I guess, social like experiences like at a bar or like other like places where you go to socialize, really, because you have a family at home, so you tap in more to like your friends who are in the same situation that you are, and you can just invite them over. Like, no, I don't have to go out and try to make new friends, like, because I have my friends here.
Yeah.
Which when you were talking about before, when you're like you like to be social but not socialize. Is it no? Well, that's what I like to be social but not socialize. You like to socialize but not be social.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other way
I,
around, right?
I like to
Mhm.
I like to be social but not socialize. Like I like to go out, but I don't really care nowadays to really talk to people when I go out. Like if the conversation just happens, but before I would love to go to a bar and be the one who like sparks up the conversation, talk to people, and like like just be chilling. But now I could go and like I don't want to talk to people. Like first of all, I don't want spit like coming in my direction at all. You know what I mean? Like anything. And then like, what are you really going to talk to me about? A lot of people. I just don't have the patience
Yeah.
to really want to get to know people.
I'll give you the perfect example. So, my towns, South Orange, Maplewood, Soma, we have a Soma Dads group on Facebook, and they so they just like posted an event, Soma Dads drink whatever, and like they're meeting up at this bar at like 9 p.m. on a Saturday, right? First of all, that's beyond my bedtime, but I was conflicted about whether or not I wanted to attend this event because number one, I don't know anyone personally. I only know them from the group, right? And then, you know, typically this isn't something that I would be interested in doing. Um, but I do know that once I'm put in the situation, that yeah, socializing wouldn't be an issue. It's
You're
just
gonna
really
flourish.
getting. It's just the matter of getting me there, right? Getting me motivated to want to do that. You know what I mean? I think that's the hardest thing for me. And then and it just goes back to what I was saying before about having a particular background, right? Because the majority of these people are all white males, right?
Mhm.
And it's like these are people that I may not, outside of being fathers, have any much of anything in common with, or maybe I do have things in common with them. I don't know because I haven't gotten the opportunity to really sit and converse with them to know. But then more likely than not, they we may not have similar viewpoints on certain things, and that's the part that I think I'm anxious about, and is that being in a situation where you are the only black person, which I'm sure we've been in a situation a ton of times, whether it's professionally or socially, um, and having to navigate um, you know conversation with people who don't necessarily identify with you. And again, I'm sure there are a ton of things that we'll have in common, and be able to have a good time and converse about. But at the end of the day, like when I guess Naldo's I guess he does a good job of being able to separate it, because like you said, there's people you hang with, that you, whether or not you consider them friends.
Mhm.
I don't think I can do that. Like I don't think I can have people that I just hang with, and not have some type of a deeper connection with outside of just like people I hang with.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I
Wh-
don't know.
No, which is I was gonna touch on that. I'm sorry, Reg, but I was gonna touch on that real quick. I was gonna say that before, but that's something that I realized like in a moment, the people that I have hung out with here, besides there like two people that we went to high school with, like I could see like that friendship building more because we have that common background
Yeah.
and they've recently moved down here, so like when I hang out with them, I feel like it's very natural, but it's only been a couple of times. It's very new.
Mhm.
But in the moments where the people who I have met and
Mhm.
like really socialize with and I guess become friends is times where I guess I was looking for people who lived here with me that I can be friends with. Like I was like, man, I don't hang out with anyone. I
Mhm.
should probably make friends because I only hang out with me and my girl. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I was like, I should probably go out and try to like make friends and hang out. So I've tried to make the effort, but it just doesn't last because I think for me, I'm just trying to socialize in the moment.
Yeah. And you feel like you're forcing it when you do that, like going out to. I mean, do you consciously go out with the goal to find friends or meet friends, or is it just like, oh, I'm going out and like if there are people there, maybe I'll just like you know start up a
What happens,
conversation.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I go no, I go out definitely for just like a conversation to meet people. I mean, there's so many walks of life right down here. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's so you never really know who you'll talk to. But I never really exchange phone numbers after the
Mhm.
conversation. So I don't go out with an
Facts.
intention to meet friends.
Right.
I think I
Facts.
just really go out for intention to meet people
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that be that for that night. Like I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Although I said I don't like to go, like I could go out and not like talk and be social,
Mm-hmm.
but I do like once the conversation sparks, just like you know, like once you get me there, like yeah, it's fun. Like I could talk all night.
Yeah.
I think I'm a lot like Naldo in that sense, where like I really can talk to anybody. I actually look forward to doing that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I really enjoy just meeting new people, but I'm not leaving with your phone number. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna call you later. Like I mean,
it's good meeting you, bro.
Right. And it doesn't take much for me to get there. Like you dig what I'm saying? Like it's crazy to me, man. Like I'll meet somebody for the first time, and like you know we'll run into each other again a month later. And he's like, "Oh, Raj, oh my God!" I'm just like, "Oh shit, who's that?" You know what I'm saying? Like. I enjoy like exchanging with people and stuff. That's why COVID was especially hard for me, man. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't get and link up and do what I usually do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll meet up with somebody, not meet up with somebody, but I'll go to the supermarket and have a whole conversation with some old lady. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's because it's just I like that, you know.
I'm not an indoor person, man. I have to be outside.
I like to be on the move. Yeah,
I like to be.
I'm
I like to
opposite.
be on the move.
I don't like to be on the move, and if I'm on the move, I'm cool with it. But you got to know when it's time to go. You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes like when I'm out with my wife and she don't realize when it's time to go. You know what I mean?
She's a lot like me and Naldo.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I really feel as
Carmen's
though
like you.
Lacey's definitely like you, bro.
Yeah.
Like Lacey is the one that she sit there and be laughing but text at the same time. Hey, yo, leave me.
It's like it just comes to a point where like, yo, we've been here for 4 hours, yo. Like there's no more conversation that we could have. There's no more drinks that we can have. Like it's time. Like it's time.
It's been exhausted.
Yeah, I don't have a good concept of when it's time.
Me neither.
I
have no good concept of when it's time. Yeah, I can't get enough.
Once you get me there, once you get me there.
I don't give you all the looks from across the room. I'm like, yo, man, it's starting to get
Juice
late.
take his glasses off.
Yeah.
Juice will do this. He'll sure.
Yo, Smooth seen that several times, bro.
The yawn and everything. Don't even care.
Yawn and everything.
And then he'd be like, oh man.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me.
That's the go. That's the go. Yeah.
Oh man. And he look at his watch.
Chest rub. Like,
he look at his watch.
Oh man.
Oh man.
He got all kinds of stretches now. He there to do the calf patch. Like,
oh man.
He doing it now. Yeah. Well.
No, he inside. He good.
He inside.
Yeah, man. But that's how it be, man. You know.
It's rough, man.
I'm all down for the gathering, man. But when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Are you like that when you have like your friends around you, or is it just like that? Period for you?
Oh, for sure.
Like period?
No. It's like that. You know, regardless. Like I know when this thing is over.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He does.
You know, it's like
I agree.
like now, like you know, but I think everybody. You feel it, right? Because it comes to a point where like the conversation kind of stops, and then nobody's like, you know, like the rest of the conversation feels forced, right? And like you've stopped drinking, and or you know whatever it is, like you've already eaten, or you know desserts already been served, or you know like
you're talking grown up as hell right now. I'm talking about like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He still knew.
He was still that guy. Like that guy. I have to agree. Like
we'd be up late and just be like, "Oh man, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
like this is over. What y'all?
Or not even. Or
niggas doing?
This is the one keyword is like, y'all niggas wilding.
Yeah. He looked like, what are y'all doing?
What are y'all doing? Yeah, what y'all doing with your lives, bro?
Because it get down to like maybe like the 3 or 4 of us, or maybe 5 of us, and then
you know which 4 it is, bro.
Like, and it's like, yo. Ain't not much else coming out of this situation.
Did you see him turn his head when he went like this?
Like,
that's the time to go look. Right.
That's ain't nothing here for me.
Ain't nothing here for me.
Exactly. Ain't nothing here for me.
But I want to say though, so I do still continue to look for friendships, and we were saying that you look for friendships differently. So I do still continue to look for friendships, but differently. I think I look for friendships now that can help me build or improve something. or like introduce me to something new, or
I like
something that'll
the
be
way you said that.
beneficial. You know what I mean? Something that'll be beneficial. And maybe it's wrong for me to still categorize those people as associates, because the people who I do interact with now, like, I guess to me, I see it more as like there's something, I guess, this could be valuable, you know, if I put it into it, I guess, as far as like professionally, or even just like knowledge you might get from this person, you know what I mean? So it's you knowing that, like, when you're looking for friends now, like, you're not going to be talking about, you're not going to build those foundations of talking about bullshit and getting to know the people through bullshit. Like, your conversation, I think, now has to be very much like purposeful and intentful about like what it is that you're trying to accomplish with this relationship, you know what I mean? So I think like my friendships now that I look for, and maybe that's because why it's so hard, because when I go out and have these random conversations, I'm like, there's really nothing that you're gonna offer me or bring into my life. You know, like, you're not gonna bring value,
life.
enrich.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Value, yeah.
Exactly. You're not gonna add any value. So I to me, it's not worth it. And even if even if you could be cool, but if we don't really work in the same field, or like didn't talk about something that I might have an interest in, we're like, oh, I could learn something from you, or like there's something you can introduce me to, then yeah, it's just it just trickles down. And maybe, I feel like hopefully somebody could get the same thing from me, or people look at that, like, no one asked for my number either.
Right. I mean, I think it's the same thing. I think that's why I like to meet people too, man. Just see like where everybody's head's at. Like, you feel what I mean? Like, is this someone that I can learn something from? Is this person funny? Like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause I'm always looking for a laugh, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, little things like that. Like, or just having conversations with somebody that's like, that's married, or like, you meet a lot of people at like work functions, you want to see how they're doing in the same kind of space that you are, kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? And it's always good to pick brains. And I don't think that you necessarily have to put a label on people as far as being friends or whatever have you. You kind of just let the wind take it and see like what this can grow into, like later on down the line. Like, I'm not going to like throw my number out at you, but if we're in the same circle and in the same kind of capacity, I'm going to run into you again, like eventually. And, if it grows from there, then like, so be it. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's kind of a free spirit kind of thing where, fuck it, like, maybe you are meant to be an associate my whole life, or maybe eventually like we can be friends. I can invite you over or something like that. You know what I mean?
But I think that's where like we go wrong, is like, no relationship can be successful, be built, if you don't put that energy into it. You know what I mean? So like, it could be the worst person who you have no contact with, but if you like, you know what, I'm still gonna hit this guy up, even though like, I don't think he was that cool. You'll eventually form that friendship. You know what I mean? Like, eventually, just because you're putting that energy into it, you're making that concerted effort to reach out to this person and connect.
I can only kind of correlate it to the friends I have now, right?
But they've been with you for so young.
Not even like so young, but like we were continuously in the same space, to where little by little we got to know each other. Eventually, I ended up at your mom's house. You dig what I'm saying? Not by myself, but with you. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, damn, sorry about this. Sorry, mommy. But like, eventually, like, I got to know all Deuce's brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I went with Deuce one time to New York to go see his pops. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, little things like that. We ended up on the same football team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, little things is just like, it just kept popping up. So it's like, damn, like this is more than my friend, it's like my bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it all started off with what? Like, one random ass interest meeting where Deuce is sitting across the way from me, and I'm just looking at this thing like, oh, that's Deuce, that's Jamal. You know what I'm saying? Before he was Deuce, he was Jamal, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the rest is history. You used to just be Jamal's friend to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you used to just be, oh, that's the dude that Jamal used to hang out with all the time. Like, now you my bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you kind of you just let it build, Just let it build, man.
We don't have those opportunities anymore, because now we're stuck at 9 to 5s. Like, we being in college was a social experience.
It is a social experience. You're correct. Yeah.
We don't have that. So it's not, nothing is gonna purposely, it's gonna just be like laissez-faire, and it's gonna see what happens. You know what I mean? Because it's not gonna flourish. Because if that's the case, if you meet so many people, one of these people would have stuck, and you would have become, like some friendship would have flourished.
Right. But think about how many people we've met while we were in college, bro, that aren't here right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I don't have numbers for it anymore. But but when we was in college, we was like, you know what I mean? Like we was there. Like, you dig what I'm saying? But not anymore.
Yeah.
You feel me? I mean, I put effort into those. I think, you know what I'm saying?
You stopped putting effort though. After college, you weren't in those situations anymore that where you interacted with those peoples. Then it would have taken you more, like you would have to text this person, you would have to call this person, you would have to make arrangements to hang out because you're not just bumping into them at the caf or in the hallway or anything like that and doing a million handshakes. Reg was the governor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, like it's just not happening. So now it's like, yo, if I want to see this person, I miss them, I got to hit them up.
Yeah.
But I do that on the regular, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I may not have your number, but I'll try to catch up with you somehow.
So that's, I guess that kind of leads me to my next question. Like, do you guys ever felt like there was a friendship or a relationship that you felt like you wanted to keep and you felt like you made so much effort to maintain the relationship, but it just wasn't reciprocated?
Yes. 100%. You know, and it dates back to high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna refrain from saying buddy's name, but like this was like my best friend. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like to this day, like I miss him, bro. And he's alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not in heaven or nothing like that. Like, my man is literally living a few states away, and I physically miss that dude, bro. And I have reached out, trying to see what was going on and this and that, and it hasn't been reciprocated. I don't know what's going on in his life that, had changed. Is it something I said? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? But like, that sucks. That sucks, man.
Which could be a whole nother conversation, is like us not taking it. Maybe it's, not you, like you said, it's just the other people and how we we project things and things are projected and we misinterpret things, or I don't know.
But I'm terrible with rejection. I'm terrible with it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I have friends, from high school that, that come in and out of my life. I do feel like I make an effort to try to include them, incorporate them in my life and what we're doing. And then like I feel like it's received, but then the action isn't there. You know what I mean? But yeah.
It sucks, right? Like,
so to me, I've always, I guess, growing up, I've always had I grew up around my cousins a lot, right? And then after that, I came. I don't know. I think you guys were really the first people where I like. It's weird because even high school, like you have friends, but my friends, really the people who I hung out with consistently, were always different from year to year until I met Jamal. You know what I mean? Like junior year though, like so we really hung out the end of junior year and like senior year. And then after that, but like besides that, I don't know if there's anyone who I've made efforts to keep in touch with where I don't feel like it was reciprocated, because I feel like I never really needed or wanted such a big circle. But when I did, I liked it. You know what I mean? Like it was great. I don't know. I've never had that experience where I feel like I'm reaching out to somebody, but then again, I'm also not really good at keeping in touch and reaching out to people.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like people tell me all the time, I don't pick up the phone or I don't text back or some shit like that. But I find a way. I find a way to let you know I still love you, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm good at that. I think
you 100% are.
You're thoughtful. Yeah,
yeah. I think
thoughtful.
that, when there is someone or when there are people who I feel like, what?
You said you always had thoughts.
You always been thoughtful.
Anyway. So you've had people you reached out to?
No, I just felt like when there's where there's people that that I want to keep around, I do make the effort to reach out. Whether or not. And I don't think that, at least with the people who I'm dealing with, I guess, I don't think it's one of those things where they're choosing not to, or there's some type of issue where they aren't. I just think when we talk, we have a great conversation. It's like, oh man, we need to get up, yeah, and like, yeah, maybe our kids can have a play date and shit like that, but it just never really happens. And I don't think there's there's any issue or malicious intent behind it. But it's just
old and busy.
People got shit going on in their lives, man. And but I do feel if someone is a friend that wants to be in, your life, then they'll make the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's always those people who are your friends that like you just never see, and when you do see each other, it's like
You never left.
you never left.
Yeah.
Like that's how me and Mike are. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like me and Mike, for instance, in 7th grade, and I see Mike every other year. you know,
Mhm.
and then like when we do see each other, we catch up, and it's but you know, it just is what it is.
No.
I mean, I honestly feel as though we're a lucky group, man,
Mhm.
to have as many friends as we still do. Because I talk to a lot of dudes that are our age, man. They can't even count on one hand how many friends they actually have. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Not just like, oh yeah, that's my friend. Like hard, like my friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really consider myself blessed, yo, in that regard, man. To be able to look at my phone and go through this group text, pick one dude out of that and be fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just chop it up, So
I think that's like probably why we see more of a rise now. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like a rise in people like joining membership organizations now at an older age.
Mm-hmm.
And like you see people like joining, historically black fraternities and, like masonry and things like that because, they want to build their social network. And which I also think is dangerous because I think that the goal that they're trying to achieve is to, and not in every case, but is they're doing it for friendship or they're doing it for the social aspect of it. And I think in many times those organizations, that's not really the foundation of what those organizations are for. And then ultimately, they find that when people don't take to their personality or don't want to be the friend that they pledged for, I think that's when things start to get
Messy.
messy. That's a good word.
So something that also I feel like I'm a good I feel like I could feel people, like I could feel when
You're
I
an
good
empath.
energy. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
bro, thank you for the word. After work,
Yeah.
man, I can't think. But yes, I'm a huge empath, yo. Like
I'm the same way, dude. Yeah.
I can feel people, how your vibe, like your energy, all of that. And then like there's times where I'm just like I'm not off of it. Like I know when the conversation starts, how far this is gonna go, and when I want it, when and how I can want it to end. Yes.
Yeah.
To stop.
I'm great at fading the black.
Yeah. I will be
so
out.
good at fading
Yup.
black, bro.
Red, you are.
Fades to black.
Red, yeah.
I'm a great what? Deuce?
No,
Nah.
Deuce, you don't fade to black because
you don't fade to black.
You switch off.
Lights
yeah,
off.
You off.
It's not a fade.
No.
It's not a fade, son.
You a blackout.
There's no transitional light, bro. You Beijing, all right?
Reg will definitely fade. And Reg has faded on us plenty of times.
Yeah.
And then, just I mean, we're not strangers, but I've seen you fade Reg and you be out of there and be like, yo, how Reg leave me in this conversation by myself? Like, where Reg at?
I'm the champion of fading the black. I could drive the conversation and I could sit in the back seat.
Before you know it, texting
Reg.
I'm
at the wheel and then I'm sitting in the back seat like this out of nowhere. Like I'm saying, like I'm telling you right now, so I'm out.
Reg is home. You'd be like, Reg, where'd you go? Oh, bro.
Yo, man, I couldn't do that.
I got home 10 minutes ago.
That shit no more, man. I already got my socks off. Like,
yeah, that's definitely you, Reg.
What? Nah, son. I'm such an empath, bro. I'm not gonna let you invade my shit, bro. I feel like I'm such a positive person.
Yeah.
But as soon as I feel that, like, that darkness coming, bro, like I turn into darkness. I'm out. Fade to black. I'm going.
Or just too much. It's just your energy gotta be right, man. Just don't come at me like too much. Like it's just
I've left Naldo and so because we both get the same feeling.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as that happens, like it's a race to who fades the black first, and I always win.
Reg did because
I run a 4 flat in a 40 blackout. I'm out of there.
I used to be nicer. Now I think as in my older age, I just really
turn lights off
now.
Yeah,
I don't even care. I'm out. Like this is over.
The Deuce book of fade and black. This is one page. Said turn them off.
We out.
Even though pages gets the cover and
it's just
that cover for a cover.
It's just a hard cover.
It's just a hard cover.
I'm
like
so
when you was a kid.
Yeah.
When you was a kid, you ripped out the whole inside of the book and just kept the cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Composition notebook. But yeah, man.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta fade, bro, because it's not worth you being tainted, man.
Dude's about to fade this episode on us. He just went, oh man.
I just
he scratched his eye.
I saw this.
And looked away. Go ahead, yo, wrap it up, yo.
Go
wrap
ahead,
it up.
get your well pin, yo.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Dude's like, you don't feel
Look,
that
you see
energy?
him? He's like, oh.
Oh man.
All of a sudden now he's sore. He gotta rest.
Oh,
Gotta go. Oh.
Well, that's the podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you get your podcast. Rate us, review us, all that good stuff. Don't forget to share.
Don't forget
If
to
he
share.
was really gangster though, you would have just left the meeting.
Yeah, no, so and then he would have just left it to us to be out, right?
Man.
Later, folks.
Later, peoples, man.
See you guys next time.